Hi. Are you sick and tired of paying hundreds of dollars a month for cable or dish? GNR TV is your answer. These guys have an incredible 100% legal product that is a cord cutter's dream. For as low as $25 a month, you will get over 400 HD channels, including all major sports packages, pay-per-views, premium movies, and entertainment. To get started, all you need is a streaming device, such as an Amazon Fire Stick, internet, and a desire to save a ton of cash. No contracts, no credit checks, no hidden fees. I myself have been a subscriber, and I must say this service is amazing. To learn more, search GNR TV on Facebook or Instagram, and I will also be posting a link on my pages to check out on my podcast website. Lastly, for first-time subscribers, use promo code SIR30 to save $5 for your first month. GNR TV, streaming done right.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another awesome, exciting episode of Horror with Sir Sturdy. I got some amazing people on here from Blairsstown, New Jersey, and they have some great things to talk about, so just listen. And how's it going, everybody?
It is going good. Yep, too many people talking. You guys can go first.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Thanks for having us on your show. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Anytime.
Brian, is going to say anything?
Oh, I wasn't sure if Matt was going to introduce himself.
Okay, my name's Matthew, and I'm just a local guy, and just having a good time dressing up as Jason and walking around Blairstown.
That's awesome.
I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm back again, Brian, South Jersey Jason of SouthJerseyJason.com.
How's it going?
It is going good. I'm watching Friday the 13th as we speak.
As you should be. I'm just gonna jump right into it. It's the Blairstown, New Jersey thing. Like Brian was telling me a lot about it last week, and then like throughout the week. How did you guys come up with the whole idea with the thing that's going on with the museum?
Well, when the museum was originally founded in 2015, our intended purpose was just to kind of highlight local history.
Right.
And just kind of feature our forefathers and founder and railroad that came to the area. Friday the 13th was completely off our radar. We knew that the movie had been filmed here, but my family and I were new to the town, and we didn't really quite understand the cult following that the film had, and the amount of fans that were coming into the area every year, at once or twice a year, that there was the Friday the 13th. And so we opened October of 2016, and it was really, we were pretty surprised when Maddie came in a couple weeks after our opening, and he introduced himself. And he told us, you guys got to get ready. You have Friday the 13th in 3 months, and you basically don't have crap in your faces, and you got to get stuff. These people are coming. And he really set the ball rolling. He's been dressing up like he's for 10 or 12 years at this point. It was just something he did on his own. He saw the fans coming in. He wanted to welcome them. We call him the godfather of Friday the 13th in Blairstown, because before anyone was doing anything, it was Maddie kind of just holding out that torch. And so I think we just started with him, and it slowly increased. More people started coming, and the museum opened, and we started having artifacts, and we started having actors, and we've met thousands of people from all over the world. It's tremendously humbling to realize these people are coming to our town. We're a very small agricultural-based community. We have less than 6,000 people. It's hard to go anywhere in town and not run into someone you know. Everyone knows your business. It's just that's the kind of town it is. And then to know that there's people who come here from Germany and Moscow and Australia for Blairstown, I mean, there's people in Blairstown who don't want to be in Blairstown. You know, they always complain there's nothing to do. And yet these people come from all over the world to be there. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, you go up here. Did you ever think that your town would turn into this?
Not at all. My wildest dreams have come true. It's very interesting to see people walking around. It's such a small town that you know everybody. Yeah. And when you see somebody walking through Annie's Arches or walking down Main Street, you actually know that they're there for Friday the 13th without even getting out of your car and talking to them. But all the fans have always been very friendly and very considerate and courteous of our town. There's never any litter. There's never any trouble.
There's never been any conflict or an issue, and they all get along.
Yes.
And it's kind of very much like a convention atmosphere, I would say, where a lot of these people know one another, and this becomes another meeting point throughout the year for them. And I do like that they now have, I think, a more business-friendly environment to come to. It took us a number of years to try to get some of the businesses were on board already, but not all. And now it was kind of like, you know, we were having like these one-on-one discussions and these community roundtables, and like, these people are coming to your town. You know, we might be in New Jersey, but, you know, Western New Jersey, most people in Blairstown consider themselves Pennsylvania because they're so close to the border. And you'd be surprised how many people here actually have accents, right? So you're like, where did you get the Southern accent from? You're in Jersey. I think it just comes with the whole farming thing. But, you know, they're very nice people that live here, but they were very reluctant to embrace the fans. And it was like, why can't you show them that same, you know, just that same small town community that you have with your neighbor? You kind of need to learn how to extend that to the visitors.
They just didn't know who they are.
They didn't know who they were. They were reluctant. This is a very small town, and it's kind of like, it's one of those leave us alone towns, and, you know, we don't want a Walmart. And it was hell raised when we got the first red light. Hell raised when we got the first Rite Aid. It was like, oh no, there goes the town. You know? Dollar General came 2 years ago. I thought the town was going to like catch on fire. So it's been a slow warmth towards the fans, but it's way better now than what it was before. I think almost every business on Main Street now and in the village embraces it, which is huge.
Yes.
It's a total turnaround.
Definitely stay open late, open their doors.
They do. They open early. They do discounts on that day. There's no price gouging. No one increases their price for that day because they know fans are coming. You can come on Monday or 2 weeks later. You're going to get the burger at the same price, the haircut at the same price, the gas is going to be at the same price. It is, for me, very like amazing to see that evolution of small businesses in just 3 or 4 years.
Very quick. Yes. And welcoming and warm.
Yeah. It wasn't dirty at first.
That's so awesome. And it amazes me, like, with horror and horror fans, how welcoming and how friendly everybody is in the horror community. It's almost, it seems crazy, too, because, like, the movies that we all watch and love are some of the craziest movies you can watch and love. And, I mean, I'm a big slasher fan, as we're all Jason fans, and he's not very welcoming or loving at all. But this big community is.
Actually, I kind of realized something the other day about Jason. It's, you know, Jason never really leaves his turf too much. It's kind of like, if you don't trespass on his property, you're okay. It kind of reminds me of half the people that live in Blairstown.
Sure.
You're okay as long as you don't go on their property. So I think he definitely is a local boy. But this has been an incredible experience for us, and I'm not particularly a fan of the horror genre. There are, you know, horror movies that I watch, and I certainly love Friday the 13th and the franchise itself, Part 1, of course, being my favorite. But I like the fans more than anything. And we're an all-volunteer nonprofit charity. None of us get paid to do this. For us, it's like, I don't know, it's like a family reunion. And I think Not knocking the conventions, not knocking the camp, not knocking anything else like that. But I think when you come to Blairstown, you don't necessarily have to agree if you don't want. You don't necessarily have to see the movie if you don't want. You can just mingle on Main Street for free.
That's right.
And have a great time, an inexpensive time. There's no admission to come here. No one charges you for parking. You're not price gouged with the eateries or anything like that. So I don't know. It's more like you come here and you're part of a family. You're not part of anything that's just, we're not focused here on generating the income. If we can make enough to break even and bring an actor in, we're happy. And I think that's what kind of sets us apart from the other things. Again, not to knock them, but I just feel like when you come here, you just become part of a greater family. And it's been growing every year for over a years.
Yep.
It's incredible. And we meet people like Brian, and we meet people like you, and it's been amazing, an amazing journey.
It sounds so great. Brian was telling me a little bit last week, and I was just like, wow, this is what goes on. This is awesome. And he's saying that he was telling me how it's a small town, and then he was just, this guy, he really loves horror, loves Jason and all this stuff, loves the town. And then I don't even know how me and him started talking, but I noticed he was a cosplayer.
It was through you commented on a post with Dave Brown.
Okay.
And then that's how we started talking.
There you go.
Yep.
And talking about Jason.
And this is what I love, is these interactions and these friendships. So many of them end up becoming lifelong interactions, lifelong relationships. And it's all based upon either the genre, the horror genre, or the movie itself. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of any other movie genre that connects people this way. And there are a couple horror movies that do connect people this way, but a lot of them don't. I think Friday the 13th fans are just very unique and very loyal. And like I said, I don't think we've met a rude one.
Not yet.
I mean, we've had, I don't think we've had anyone come into the museum and be rude or be belligerent or be belligerent to a shopkeeper or anything like that.
No problem. No problem.
I have more locals. I hope none of them are going to be listening, but I have more locals that can be rude. And the more out-of-town guests that can be rude, but not Friday the 13th fans.
Yes, special breed. And we love them here. Yeah.
I feel, from what you guys are saying with that, I feel maybe with the Friday the 13th fans, because they're going there just to see stuff from Friday the 13th. That's like their biggest reason to go there. And so there's really no reason for them to be rude, I guess you could say.
That's so true. They have like an intended purpose to be there. And I think I like the Main Street. And that's why something Main Street isn't the whole movie. Nah. But Main Street is almost like a living movie set. And I think that's what makes it appealing. It's accessible any day of the year. You can work it into your vacation. You can work it into your time off. There's no special date that you're allowed to come here. You're not allowed to come here. And people are literally showing up now any day of the week. I mean, and that's what motivated us to say, we have to open up a secondary museum where people are local museum for our governors and our founders and our farmers and all that. It's pretty disappointing when you travel halfway around the globe to come to Blairstown and the billboard is on display that month. And you're kind of like, what the I just traveled here from Germany and I really don't want to learn about your shoemaker from 1820, And so they want to see the artifacts, they want to see memorabilia, maybe they want their time.
And take a little bit home.
And take a little bit home with them. And that souvenir shop, it funds us incredibly. Keeps the lights on. It helps support local artists. I would say 70% or 80% of the items in there are, local artists making these items. So it's supporting the local economy. A lot of these are, stay-at-home moms that are making different artwork or different vinyl things. So it's definitely supporting that. I don't know. I love it. I love it. I know some people in town aren't crazy about Friday the 13th, but it's a tremendous gift to this town that movie was filmed here.
And not much has changed. Nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed since 1880. Forget about 1980.
That's right.
And literally nothing's changed since 1880.
Just maybe a couple of paint jobs on the buildings. That's about it.
Just some paint jobs.
But hey, I thought of a new product for you to sell, Jeanette. Get a sticker. Blairstown loves Friday fans.
That's good. Because we certainly do.
Yes.
We certainly do.
There you go.
Oh, this is so
So
cool.
Matt, when we talked a few months ago, you mentioned like you as a kid you were able to go to the camp in canoe. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. When I was younger, you would just put the canoe on top of the station wagon, and you could just drive up there, and it was just a chain across, and you could go in and canoe anywhere around, and that was mostly when the camp was off season. We would do it around, I believe it was September-ish,
Right.
and you could canoe for free, you could swim for free when the kids weren't there. They actually weren't there that often back then. But we used to go and just look in the cabin and go on the dock and go down to the beach and just walk around. And it was fabulous when I was a kid.
How old were you when you would do that?
Probably 13 or 14.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you're still young. You're still young, but old enough to know that it's just a movie. But when you would go in the lake, did you ever get scared that Jason was going to come out?
My dad would mess with us. Yes. Gotcha. Stuff like that. Now, when the movie first came out, I was only allowed to see the first few minutes of just the areas that were Blairstown. I was actually so young at the time, I wasn't allowed to watch the whole.
You were deprived.
I was deprived.
You were deprived.
Yeah, I actually didn't see the movie till I was probably
a little bit of interference.
Can you say it one more time?
You couldn't see the film until you were 18.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the full film till just the spots when we're Blairstown and Hope version.
18.
But I
Hey, Jeanette.
Yes. Can you hear us, Brian?
Your connection on your end's a little. It was freezing a little bit.
Oh. How's it now?
Yeah, you're on my screen. It's really blotchy. So I don't know. I mean, I can see you guys, can hear you, but I don't know. Either you're sitting very still or it froze again.
We're kind of still.
There you go. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a little pixelated, but we'll get through it.
You probably think you're dead.
Okay. So Jeanette, we're 12 days away now? 11 days? How many days before the events start?
Too close. It's too close. The past 30 days have been too close.
Yeah. So can we talk about Jason Fest on Thursday the 12th?
I'm so excited for this. This was an idea that we came up with last year. We noticed the year prior that fans were coming in the night before because they wanted to start lining up for the diner to open at 5, 6 in the morning. And so they were coming in on Thursday night, and they had nothing to do. They would wander the town. The museum wasn't open. There weren't any specials. There were no actors. And that's when it dawned on us to bring in Steve Dash. He was phenomenal. God rest his soul. He was so great. And we did a Diamond Dash with Steve Dash. And they had dinner with him, drinks with him, a Q&A session. They got to see the movie with him. They got a meet and greet, an autograph. It started at 5 o'clock and it ended after midnight. Wow. It was phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
It was 50 people. It was intimate. And we would have, during the movie, we would have to pause the movie because he would want to tell us what was happening during the filming of part 2.
Yes.
So he, it was just it was very candid and very off the cuff and very natural feeling. Yeah. And so for this year, we thought, well, let's replicate that and let's do this again in a little bit of an outdoor setting because 50 people doesn't sound a lot and it is intimate. But for the smaller cafes and restaurants here in Blairstown, 50 people was tight to be sitting around having dinner.
We're not that big.
We don't have large restaurants here. And so we thought, okay, we're going to take it just over the border to Milton and do it outside of Blairs and have our own private bar, movie screening outside kind of under the stars. And Hammerzog was a very rustic, very cabiny setting. in a little bit more rural part, actually, of Warren County. So it just kind of works. We thought we were going to do the same thing, 50 people intimate. We expanded it, in addition to Ari Lehman, you'll have CJ Graham, you'll have Jason Brooks from Vengeance. The live Q&A session is going to have a live video from Victor, the screenwriter of part one. Victor was hesitant to fly. He's not a big fan of airplanes, but he was more than happy to do the Q&A, and he didn't want a cent to do it. That was the first autograph we received in the opened in October 2016. And so when we reached out to him, he was like, my friends from Blairstown, like he knew us, he remembered us. And I said, how much do you want? Do you want like from the ticket? He said, no, my God, no. I love this movie. And I don't want to receive a penny to talk about it.
It's going to be epic.
And I just said, this is going to be great. And then Ari's band will play. We have a local band opening for him. And then we've got the movie screen. They're all going to sit with you and watch the movie. And at midnight, we're doing a countdown to New Scare. We're going to count down from 13 down to 1. We have a big illuminated head that'll come, down the flagpole kind of thing. Bring in Friday the 13th together, and it'll be intimate, and it'll be wonderful, because where else do you get to just drink and have fun and hang out with the actors for, over 6 hours?
That's right.
It really is a very neat opportunity.
And Ari is a blast.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Ari's the best.
He really is.
We have a good time with him.
I've met him.
Nice. I am looking forward to it.
He's real nice. The first time I met him was up here in Albany, New York, and it was at FanaCon, I believe, back in 2013. And it was me, my brother, and our wives. We're going around getting autographs from people, and we got Ari's later, like right before the con ended, about 20 minutes, half hour before the con ends. We were the last ones in line or whatever, so we're talking to him. And we talked to him all the way up till the con ended. He was just talking to us the whole time. We ended up getting machetes signed. And about 5 minutes before we were getting ready to leave, he's like, hey, come back here real quick. I was like, yeah. So we came back, talked to him. He's like, you guys are big horror fans. Thank you for spending the past half hour with me. He was like, pick something off the table. He's like, pick a picture off the table you want. I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah. So we each picked a picture from the movie. He signed that. He did the 2 machetes, signed the picture, and signed his CD that he had.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe like something small. I forgot what else he signed for us. I was like, here you go. And we paid for the machetes, but everything else he just gave to us.
Very nice.
It's amazing with the fans. And what I loved about him was how accommodating he was to the younger fans. Mm-hmm. Because last year when we hosted him, a lot of parents are bringing their kids, or a lot of grandparents are bringing their grandkids. And I can't speak for all the actors, but from what I hear, some of them do charge for every single person that they're going to do an autograph for. And I think a lot of that has to do with they have an agent. And the agent, gets a percentage of their photo. And they're really not going to let you start signing things for free, because that means they get nothing. Ari's a bit different. People like Ari and CJ and Jason Brooks and Steve Dash, where they self-agent. I think fans just tend to have just a more clear, personal relationship with them. There's no one there counting money behind them. I think they just tend to be more generous and more giving. And I think for Ari last year, I don't think he charged for any of the kids that he signed or took photos with. It would be like one mom would pay for, the $40, and she bring 3 kids, and he was fine with that.
See, that's awesome right there.
Yeah, and what's so neat about that is it welcomes the next generation.
Exactly.
Those kids are not going to forget if they were able to meet the first Jason Voorhees or the 6th Jason Voorhees or whatever. I think that when these actors do that, the young kids, they're really just kind of welcoming them into the franchise. And that's what's going to continue it moving forward.
That's right.
Because we're not all going to be here.
Yeah, you're right.
For it to live on, we need the next generation to start falling in love with it.
Interesting. Yeah.
I agree.
And for the listeners out there, I was listening to an episode of another podcast with Ari, and they had asked him about the cosplaying, like when people come up to cosplay Jason. He's like, I see, Jason. They come as Jason in the hockey mask, Jason in the hood, but no one ever comes as me, as a young Jason. He's like, yeah, I see a couple of adults, but I want to see a young kid. So if there's any listeners out there that have young kids, he wants to see him as Jason, original Jason.
That's cool.
Very nice.
That'd be real cool.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, I met him last October at NJ HorrorCon, and I was stoked that he was there because for the longest time he wasn't doing Monster Mania, and then he went and did NJ HorrorCon. So I got there as soon as they opened on a Sunday, and I just walked around until he came, and I was one of the first few in line, and I had said, listen, you are like the mecca of Jason autographs for me. If I'm unable to go to a convention tomorrow, I'd be a happy person. He's like, oh, you don't have to say that. I'm like, no, it's true. Like, you're the original Jason. You started the character, and he's proudly on my wall behind me.
Very nice.
Very nice. So, Brian, how long ago did you come up with the genre? Or were you just strictly
I'm sorry?
a fan?
Can you say that again?
You were breaking up a little bit. I couldn't hear the question.
I was curious about Brian, because I don't think we've ever had a good conversation. Were you always a fan of the horror genre, or did you just fall in love with Friday the 13th?
Oh, yeah. I was very young when I saw my first horror movie. It was actually a competitor's horror movie. It was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I was probably about 6. But back in the day, when you only had a certain amount of TV channels, I used to have a channel from New York, WPIX, and in October they would they would call it Shocktober, and they would do basically horror movies Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock for the whole month, and they did Friday the 13th, and that's when I first saw the franchise, and the original was always my favorite, especially more so as I got older. I remember in the beginning of the scene when Annie is getting into Enos's truck, it said New Jersey. I'm like, what? So I watched the credits, and I saw where it was all filmed at. And this is way before, you didn't have MapQuest or the internet, so I had to get like a road atlas and see where it was. And then way back in the day, so
Had to go to the local gas station and buy a map.
yes. So I said one day I want to go to Blairstown, and that was like in the 90s, and it didn't happen until 2010 when I was, camping at Harmony Ridge Campground, and I just said, let me see where Blairstown is, and I Googled it. I'm like, oh crap, it's like 30 minutes from where I'm at. So the next day I made a trip, and I was like that tourist that everyone hates because every time I saw a farmhouse or silo, I'm stopping and taking a picture of it. And then, we went into town and we walked around, and so we walked around Main Street, and then by accident I found the cemetery where Princess Doe was buried at. So, I didn't know anything about her until I saw the what do you want to call it, headstone, and then I Googled her, and that's when I found out the story. And 2010 was the last time I was at Blairstown, and then I took Irene, who you met last time we were there, back in October. It was for my birthday, and you went into Blairstown to go to the museum, and you were closed. And I'm like, I didn't know this fucking museum's closed. So I messaged you because I was like, this is before we met, and I was like so angry. I'm like, there's no sign, there's nothing on Facebook, and you were at the Sussex County it was Day of the Dog event. Do you remember that? Yeah, so that was an awesome event. I love that. Sir, it was like basically a fundraiser for dogs, and you up in a Halloween costume, and they had trunk or treat for the dogs, so you take your dog to the car, and they would give out dog treats. That was like really cool. So, I went in, and Jeanette was there with her table, and I was talking her ear off for probably like a half an hour, and then back in May, we went to the Crystal Lake tour, and then we stopped in town, and that's when I interviewed Jeanette and Kyle Harvey for my Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so you asked me one question, and I kind of totally took it to another direction.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, and then that's how our relationship started, sir. We were just talking, and she told me she had an event coming up in September, and she invited me to come in character. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'll do it. It'd be fun just to hang out with Matt, and because Matt, before I met Jeanette, I would go on the Facebook page and I would see pictures of Matt in his costume, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's what I want to do, and just interact with the fans and take pictures. So I'm looking forward to walking with Matt, taking pictures with Matt, and just getting the same feeling he gets. Because I've never dressed up. This would be my first time, other than a Halloween parade, dressing up in costume. So I'm excited.
That's so cool.
You're gonna love it. It is crazy. It's what it must be like to be a superstar today.
Yeah.
You're gonna
put sunglasses on our hockey mask.
There we go. We're gonna walk to the diner, and we sit with the customers in the diner and take pictures. And then we stand out front of the diner, and I wave to people as they drive by. It's such a small town. And then we walk over through Hayden's Arches, and we stop traffic. It's amazing. What a blast! So you would love it.
So you had mentioned earlier that the fans will line up at 5:30 at the diner. So, how soon do they usually come down Main Street to when do the vendors open up?
Well, in the past we had a slash and shop. The building that we had across the street from our history museum, that we would load that up with vendors on the lawn and inside. And that would start at 9 or 10 in the morning, and it would go on till midnight or whenever they sold out.
Wow.
We would have some vendors leave at 2, 3 o'clock because they were done. They sold out. There was no reason for them to kind of hang around all day.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We're using that space this year for the Friday 13th Museum. And so instead of having vendors in that space, because we're going to have all our exhibits, we offer them shelf space in the souvenir shop. And so they can all still sell their items. And we work it as it's a consignment-based thing. So it's not like at a vendor fair where you have to pay $75 or $100 or whatever, and you may break even, you may not, you may do well, you may not. It's our consignment. You put your items here, they go into inventory into our system. As they sell, you get a check. If they don't sell, you don't lose anything. You can rotate your items out as you want. You donate 25% back to the museum. We take care of all the taxes. We eat the credit card, processing fees. And every week or two, you get a check for whatever sold. You get your itemized inventory report of what's left, when to replenish, or maybe you want to change it up and add a new item. It works. We have 30 vendors signed up to be part of the souvenir shop. We've done this with the local history museum, and it's been tremendously successful for the artists and for us. It's a fundraiser. And we know that everything you're buying in a museum, whether it's a pen or a decal, whether it's a quarter or a buck, it's back to the museum. And so I think people like that. They like that they're helping local in terms of a local artist, and then they help the museum keep the lights on. So, and the items are affordable. I mean, there's some of the items start at 50 cents or 99 cents. It's, again, no price.
Yeah.
We want to bring vendors in.
Yeah, last time I was in the museum back in May, I bought a coffee cup, the newsletter, which is right there behind me, and I think it was under $10. If I was to go to a convention, that's more than $20 right there. So so on
like $4.99.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very reasonably priced.
Yes, definitely. So on the 13th, that's the grand opening of the... Actually, before we get to the grand opening of the museum, in order to get into the museum, you have to, for that day, you have to buy a ticket to one of your events, correct?
Yeah, so we're limited on maximum occupancy and how many people we can have in that building. That's just a safety thing that the town puts out. So we have a maximum occupancy limit. And so we thought, since we're having Ari in there with the meet and greet, we can only fit so many people in there. And so to keep it fun and enjoyable and safe, and so fans don't feel like they're being, hurried in and out like they're cattle, We thought, well, you have to be a ticket holder to get in. That makes it fair. So you can either come to Jason Fest, or you can see one of the Vengeance premieres 12 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Friday, or you could do the $40 meet and greet with Ari. And that would just allow you to free access to be able to come in and yeah. If you want to go shopping and get you can do that without a ticket. You know, you walk into the foyer of the museum, just go left into the gift shop. You don't have to go straight into the museum. So if your intended purpose is just to come and shop, you can do that without buying anything, without buying any ticket.
Well, I'm probably going to go home a couple bucks, shy of what I came with. So, sir, if you check out the museum, Jeanette's been posting some awesome items that are going to be for sale. That cutting board really caught my eye. So I hope I can get that in time. That is really awesome, yes.
You know what I love about
everything you posted. Yeah.
When you say cutting board, I think the girl who made it. I'm sitting here nodding my head, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Jess's cutting board.
Okay.
That's Jess's cutting board. So, that's what I love when people walk in, and they're like, oh, my God, I love that magnet. I'm like, oh, that's Maggie, sir. I like this. I'm like, oh, Jess did that. It's a personal connection. You really are going home with a piece of Blairstown because the item was made here by someone that lives here. So you do really take a piece of Blairstown home with you.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm a adopted resident in Blair's, second favorite city in the state. So. So on the 13th, we have the grand opening of the museum, and as you mentioned earlier, Ari's going to be there. What time is he going to be there from?
Well, our ribbon slashing ceremony is at 11, and then Ari's meet and greet starts at 12 and ends at 10. We had the same intended purpose last year when he was at the History Museum. Started at 12, and I think he was supposed to end at 9. We oversold him. He stayed till after midnight. We didn't bring him back to his hotel for morning. I think we left Blairs at about 5 or 2:30 with him. And he's a trooper.
Oh, my gosh.
He'll keep signing till there's no one left in line. He doesn't want anyone upset that, hey, it's 10 o'clock, I got to go, we're locking up.
Yeah.
No, he signed till that last person online was taken care of.
Yes, and that's a true gentleman right there, because I've been to many conventions where the star's like, I'm out of here, I gotta go to lunch, Ari's just such a humble guy, and he loves his fans, and I'm looking forward to meeting him again. I'm looking forward to Jason Fest. I'm leaving work a little early, don't tell my boss. So it's gonna be fun. So 13th, so Ari's gonna be there, and then you had the Vengeance premiere.
I'm so excited for the Vengeance premiere. And I know it's a fan film. And I know there's lots of fan films. And I know that after this there's going to be plenty more fan films. Mm-hmm. But Blairstown has never hosted a movie premiere ever.
Yes.
Of any movie in any genre. So, one, I'm excited for the town that it gets to make history. I love that the movie is premiering for the first time happens to be associated with the Friday 13th franchise. I love that. I love that becomes part of Blair's history. And every actor or crew member that I have interacted with from Vengeance, they're just really top-notch people. I mean, I can't wait to meet all of them in person, because on the phone or in emails or online on Facebook, to me, I think Maggie has the same experience. They're very genuine. They're very warm. Very classy, right?
Yes.
And I can't wait to meet them in person. So I'm happy that we're hosting them and they're going to be here. And I finally get to meet CJ Graham in person. I don't know if you guys ever met him. I'm super excited to meet CJ, and I'm really, really looking forward to meeting Tommy. I've had some good online dialogue with Tommy and some PMs, and I'm super excited to actually meet him in person. I feel like he's a living legend. And so that'll be out for me.
Yeah.
Sir, do you want to talk about who you interviewed when we were talking earlier?
Oh, yes. Earlier, my brother was on with me, my co-host, and we interviewed Tom McLaughlin, who directed Friday the 13th Part 6, which was real cool to do, real fun, really, really nice guy. And just for me, it was like a dream come true in a sense because I started watching these as a kid. I know these podcasts didn't even exist then, but just like maybe an adult dream come true. So I'm just like, this is so cool. Like you get to talk to these people. Just sitting down and talking to these people is cool enough for me. Through Skype and all that, getting them on the podcast, meeting them in person is always awesome. And I just love how humble they are, which is just, it's amazing. Like you go up there, you talk to them, thank you. I thank them all the time. Like, thank you for this, that, and the third. And they thank us as fans. Like, if it wasn't for you fans, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at. But I'm like, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't either because there'd be nothing to watch. There'd be nothing to watch. And I love how everything's like so, I guess, it just goes together so well. Kind of like a puzzle, like a perfect puzzle with the horror community. Everybody gets along. Everybody's so friendly and polite and just has a great time. We talk about the movies that we all love are some of the craziest things you can watch, but yet alone, these people will give their shirt off their back if you need a shirt, if you're cold.
Yes.
And it's just, we'll watch any type of horror movie. Something as ridiculous as a turkey killing people to Jason killing people, and it's just,
That's right.
I don't know. I love how, like I said, I've been watching this since I was I want to say about 5 or 6 years old. I've been into horror, and I'm 33 now. I'll be 34 in November, and I still have that same childhood love for it, probably a lot more passion for it, because I understand a lot of it more now. But I still have that same, like, I'll watch again Friday the 13th, and I'm just like, I remember watching this as a kid. Watching this on the, when I first seen it was on the USA Network. Friday the 13th, when those marathons would come on, and it would cut out all the blood and guts and all the good stuff, but I would still be just sitting there just watching, like, wow. And then finally getting to see the movies on, like, VHS back then, seeing the full movie, you're just like, what the, whoa. There's actually blood in these movies? Oh, man, I don't know where I'd be without horror, honestly, because it's one of those genres where I'm like, I get that some people don't like it, or they don't like it at all. And I'm just like, what's there not to like? You know, you get every emotion in these horror movies. I get upset when stuff happens to Jason. I'm like, why? He didn't do anything. You're
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, I look at it like, just imagine a bunch of annoying ass teenagers walking in your backyard and just hanging out, cooking, swimming in your pool, and on top of that, nobody's ever offered Jason a girlfriend, a burger, seeing if he wanted to go swimming, gave him swimming. They just go there and just take over. I would be bad too. Like, what are you doing?
True that.
So, Jeanette, I actually had the pleasure of meeting C.J. Graham a few years ago at Monster Mania. Really nice guy. Irene thought he was a little bit of an eye candy, you know. She liked the fact that he was 6'5" and muscular, you know. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. And if you ever listen to interviews when he's just, you feel like he's a friend of yours, and him and Kane Hodder have such a great relationship. They make fun of each other at conventions if they're next to each other. So I hope I get to run into him and, you know, get a picture with him in my costume if he's walking around town. And his look in Vengeance, like, it doesn't even look like him. Like, they did such a great makeup job for him to be Elias Voorhees. And yeah, even though it's a fan film, these fan films are getting better and better with the next one coming out. I'm not sure if you guys saw Never Hike Alone. Have you seen that one?
Yes, they actually sent us a box. They were the first one to approach us. The museum was open. And they sent us a box of artifacts from the movie.
Oh, nice.
And then in that box of stuff that they sent us was the movie. And so I did have the chance to watch it, and I watched it twice.
All right.
I watched it twice.
Very nice.
Like literally back to back, because I liked it that much. And again, it's coming from someone who's not necessarily a big fan of horror, but you know a well-made, whether you like the genre or not, you know a well-made movie when you see it. And it certainly was a very well-made movie.
Yeah, and last week when I was on the podcast, I said to the guys that this fan film by Vincent DeSanti pretty much set up a blueprint of how a fan film should be made. Like, it was like Hollywood quality cinematography to me. You know, because there's been some decent fan films, some really horrible fan films, but I'm really looking forward to Vengeance because in the Jason Lives novel, we are first introduced to Elias Voorhees. In the comic book, it's a totally different take on like the comic book that came out like 15 years later. It's Mrs. Voorhees killed him, but this is totally different. And he was supposed to be in the original. They cut it out, and it looks like the Vengeance takes place a few years after Part 6. So just his look is awesome. Jason Brooks looks great as Jason. He's getting a lot of great feedback online. He's doing conventions. He liked my page, and he every once in a while he'll give me a like. And it was really awesome when I went on his page and I said, "Do you think you'll have time to walk around before or after the premiere?" And so I would love to get a shot with you, basically a stare-off shot. And he's like, "Yeah, but I won't be in costume." I said, "Nonetheless, I want to get a picture with you because you're like the man right now." Yeah. So he's like, "Definitely, he'll do it." He seems like a really humble guy as well.
He really is.
Nice. And Tom McLaughlin's coming as well, which is awesome.
And we have Bugsy Hoffa.
Yep, Bugsy Hoffa. For those who may not know who he is in the Friday the 13th video game. Have you ever played as his character, sir?
That's like one of the only characters I use is his.
Oh, okay.
When I'm the human character, and Jason, I'll use any of those. But yeah, that's what I do use when I play that.
So, now on Saturday the 14th, what do you have planned, Jeanette?
So on Saturday the 14th, we have 3 sold out trolley tours. I'll take people to almost a dozen movie locations. Each trolley tour is about 3 hours long. Mm-hmm. We get to watch the movie in the trolley while you're driving to the different locations. Then we pause the movie for you to get out. We learn a little bit about the scene, wherever we're at, what was made, some behind-the-scenes kind of info. You get a group picture, you get an individual picture. I mean, we do that along the way. We start in Blairston, and we go through Hope, we end up in Hardwick, then we come back and we end up at the Arches. We do that whole Main Street walk, kind of just like she did. I love it. The fans like it. The trolley tour is very popular. This is something we can do year-round, not just on Friday the 13th. They sell out. And the trolley's not a bus now. It only holds 14 people. I keep a vacant for myself. So it's really 13 tickets that we sell. But they sell out incredibly fast. Incredibly fast.
It is the thing to do.
Sometimes within like an hour or two. Like, oh, it's sold out. Call the trolley driver, see if she can do a second tour, third tour, fourth tour that day. So that's what we're doing during the day. And then starting from sundown, we're going to have 3 Friday the 13th movies on the lawn at the museum. We're going to start with Part 1. The second movie is going to be a surprise film. And then we're going to end it off with Part 6.
Nice.
Now it's past the night. And that's free. You just come with a blanket. Portable snack and order a bottle of water that you can buy, and it will support the museum. Or you can bring your own stuff. And just bring a blanket and hang out on the lawn with other things and watch the movies for free, because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So have you done that in the past, like screen the film outside?
No, it's the first time we're doing it.
Awesome. So Matt, are you going to come out and scare anyone when it gets dark?
Of course.
Awesome. I love it. Well, I'll be looking for you because I want to grab my blanket and I'm going to watch TV, but I'll be looking over my shoulder. So, not TV, but screen. That is so cool. So, Jeanette, with the Friday the 13th Museum, is it going to be open, like, limited days during the week after the first weekend?
It'll be open year-round, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5. And we're going to treat it the same way that we treat the History Museum, which is if you come into town on a Tuesday or Wednesday, give us a call. I'm always a block away, always in this office working. Because when we're not at the museum, we care for over 5,000 facts. And so there's always presentation stuff that has to happen. So I'm here as early as 6:30 in the morning, really leave the office till 9 or 10 at night. I don't know why I do this. for free. I don't know why, but I love it and I enjoy it, and I'm blessed that I'm able to do it, and it's my way of giving back to the town. And that's really how the museum started. I was 39 years old, and I just had this epiphany. It was so odd. I was sitting on the couch, and I'm getting drunk before I turned 40, and I think my husband was washing dishes. And I said, Tony, this is really, effed up because, and he's like, what? And I'm like, if I live to be 80, I'm halfway through my life, I haven't done shit. There's nothing to say Jeanette was on this earth for 40 years and she made an impact or she improved her community. I'll just be another headstone that people will walk by and there's nothing significant about it. And so how do I spend the rest of the next half of my life making an impact? And that's how the museum started. It was, okay, let's create something that's going to outlive us, that's going to honor the town's history, that will be able to generate funds and then the homeowners around us can porch. We've got flowers on Main Street, and we have all these things we never had before. We have volunteers who take the weeds. The museum has grown. It's become such a community thing. We give money to fire victims. We buy food for the food pantry. We collect coats in the winter. We ask the food pantry people, what do you want next month? And whatever they tell us is what we collect for them. Some of the older women, they want custom jewelry. Some of the men want a nice pair of shoes or a tie. Maybe they're trying to get a job and they want to look good. And so we go out into the community and say, bring us a suit in this size or bring us costume jewelry like this. And when we go back the next month, we're so much more than a museum.
Yes.
We are
always doing something.
Changing lives and improving the community. And it's very worthwhile for me. So I joke and I say I don't know why I do it, but I know why I do it. Yeah. There's no amount of money you can pay me that's ever going to make me feel more satisfied than I feel just knowing that I'm doing this. There's no value, right? There's no value to this.
Yeah, great impact to the community. Always doing something.
Always. We do 100 events a year.
Wow. Yeah, I was actually on your Facebook page, because I'm on your Facebook page probably half the time I'm on Facebook, and I was looking at your events and all the stuff that you had lined up. It was like, wow. I was looking at even the past events too. Like I said to you a while ago, like with your main museum, you do so much than like my own museum in my town or my own museum in my old town. Like it's very active. The historical is very active.
And now it's to a point where like third grade curriculum at elementary school. We do their local history and we do their field trip with them, and this is now the third year in a row we're doing that. And so we've kind of just, I don't know, we're so much more in a museum. There's so much more in a museum.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th fans, pay that $40 to see Ari, or, they pay $35 to go to Vengeance. Portion of that ticket comes back to us. It helps us continue to do this, to preserve the town, this movie set, and to enrich the lives of the people who live here. They're not all working poor, but most of them tend to be working poor or middle-class people. And it just makes their lives a little bit better. Maybe, like I said, it helps them paint a porch. It helps them put some food on the table. You as fans, you contribute to all of that. It's all possible because of you guys and because of the franchise. And when the actors come out and that boosts the local economy, I can't tell you how much that helps these like families, because you literally have businesses on Main Street that they're here today and they're gone tomorrow. There's not enough of a population.
Yeah, when I was there in May, there was a bookstore there, like back in 2010, and I wanted to go back there again, and I'm like, it's not here. And I bought a book out of it. It was I think every bookstore carries them. It's like a paperback book, and it's like the history of the town and pictures and stuff. And I bought the Blairsstown one, and it was just really cool reading it. And I wanted to take Irene into it. I was like, yeah, it's going. And there was like another shop. What was it? It was like a witchcraft, not witchcraft, but like spiritual, like stones and whatnot. That was a pretty cool place too. And now that's not there anymore.
No, and in the 3 years that we've been on Main Street, there's, I want to say, 4 or 5 businesses that have come and gone. But they tried to go of it, and it just didn't pan out. And it's because we don't have the foot traffic here. We don't have the population. So Friday the 13th is tremendously helpful to these people. Like, I don't know if fans realize that when they're eating a burger at a place, they're kind of ensuring that that place is going to be there the next time they come back to town. I mean, it's some of these places run that tight. And I don't know. I love the fan base. I love that they come here. And for me, it's very gratifying to see the businesses finally get it.
Yeah.
Because I think for the longest time, the people that, were associated with the horror genre, they were just looked at differently. They must be criminals. They must all be murderers. They must all have ill intent. They're all going to put our 50-inch TVs or whatever, in their cars and drive back wherever they came from. But they're not. Yeah. They're mostly middle-aged people, from what we've seen. They're mostly middle-aged people. There are younger people. And Aaron looks like he's a lot younger than I am, but they're mostly middle-aged people. It's just nostalgic for them. They're reliving their youth to some degree, and they're just, I don't know. That's the theme in the conversations we hear. Where were you when you saw the movie? How old were you when you saw the movie? I went with this girl. I went with this guy. This is what I was doing. This was the drive-in I saw it at. And I just love that it happens here and that the local businesses finally get it. That they're not scary horror people. They didn't know what they were. And it's like they're just like us.
Yeah. I'm a regular guy. I work at a nonprofit. That's my day job. I work with people with disabilities. But all my coworkers, my supervisors know, like, I'm a big horror fan. After hours, I was doing a quick photo shoot in the woods behind the office, and it was for my New Blood costume. And the CEO, he's like, Brian? I turn around, I'm all zombified and everything. He's like, oh, you're just doing you. I was like, yeah, so it's, I have a regular 9-to-5 job, and I love horror.
Same here. Regular 9 to 5, and I wear horror shirts to work. Like, I have one on right now.
Yep, so do I. I'm a director, but I have my style. I wear a shirt and tie whenever I have to. That's awesome. I love it.
Full of Jason and all those lovely people. Hang on 1 second.
So, Matt, did you want to talk about where you work at?
I manage a restaurant right here in Blairstown, New Jersey, called the Blairstown Inn, and you definitely have to come in and have a hamburger. We do have some...
Not just regular hamburgers. The Kevin Bacon burger.
Yes, we do the Kevin Bacon burger.
Nice.
And a nice custom barbecue sauce on there with a little bit of cheddar cheese and some bacon. And it's served with a knife right down through it. So it's a wonderful thing. You got to come in. And,
now, is this an everyday item or only like on Friday the 13th?
That's only on Friday the 13th. But you come in, we could accommodate you at any time.
All right, I'll say, I know Matt, and he said I could have a Kevin Bacon burger.
Heck yeah. Yes.
All right. All right. How are your wings? You have wings there.
Yep, we have a nice chicken wing. They're nice and big and plump.
I just had it for dinner.
Yeah, she just had it for dinner. All good food. Restaurant's been there since...
The restaurant itself was established, in the 1800s.
Yes.
It was actually a hotel with the restaurant on the, in the hotel. And then when that burned down, it was rebuilt in the current location.
Yes.
It's been the same family hands, because the Castellanos were related to Kelly's. Same family hands for about 60 years now.
Yes, a wonderful woman to work for. I've worked at the Blairstown Inn for 20 years, 22 years now, I believe. So, worked for the same owner for a long time.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm still stuck on that burger.
Yeah. Well, if I get a chance to get the burger, sir, I'll take a picture for you.
Please do.
Well, we'll do. I have a feeling with everything going on, I probably won't eat that much. Because I'm going to be walking around and, I'll probably just be drinking a lot of water the whole time I'm there. So, I'm excited.
If you hang out with Ari, you're going to be drinking a lot of wild turkey.
All right.
There we go.
That's his drink of choice. And it's fuel for him.
Yes.
It is fuel for him. And it's not he's inebriated, but, every couple of hours it'll be like, well, every 2 hours. And he's like, Jeanette, can you get me a shot? And yeah. This guy doesn't even want to stop to eat. He's happy with water, occasionally having to use the restroom, and that's about it.
Okay.
He's all about the family.
Yes.
Nice. Awesome. Did you have any other questions, sir, for them?
I think they pretty much answered like everything I can even think of. They're just telling us everything right off the bat, which is I always love that when people come on here and they know what they want to talk about and they just do it. Love it. And I love that Jason mask in the background.
Yeah, yes.
Between the two of you.
Very nice.
Mask, beautiful mask.
That was donated to us, and the intent of the donor is for us to have it signed by CJ and Tom, and then to auction it all probably on eBay. So this was
nice.
A handmade mask that an artist had made, and he sent that.
Is that fiberglass or plastic?
Feels like fiberglass.
Feels like fiberglass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not cheap plastic.
No.
It's a nice mold.
Yeah, it's about 125 just for that mold right there.
Probably, yeah. Nice, leather riveted.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So we're excited, and we hope that you guys come down and have a great time, and you can follow us on Facebook, BLAIRSTOWN Museum, or visit our website, BLAIRSTOWNmuseum.com. Or you can go to BLAIRSTOWN.eventbrite.com. We have a ticket offering for that weekend. But you can, if you don't want to buy a ticket, you certainly don't have to. You can just come down and have a great time. And if you want to meet the actors, it's amazing. I mean, for $135, you're meeting like 20 people. It's an insane amount of cast and crew that be there, plus Tom, plus CJ, plus you get to see the movie. They're giving away production used props, which is huge. This is going to be random giveaways to the Vengeance ticket holders. And then they have other things. They have posters they're giving out, and it's just going to be it's going to be crazy for us because we're going to have Ari on one side and Vengeance on the other. We're going to have his name is Jason there. We have Weird New Jersey there. We're going to have a Zellabella. She normally does, children's face paintings, but she's really loving the gore. And so she's going to be able to bore you up with cuts and gashes and however much blood that you want. We're going to have a full house. It's really going to be a full house. It'll be fun.
The main street is the place to be.
It's
like a...
It's going to be like Bourbon Street for Mardi Gras.
People dressed up, walking around, and not just Friday the 13th. People dressed up as Michael Myers.
We get a
Freddy. And then the museum has these nice backdrops. So I'll stand, and then just people come up and just take pictures with you. Sometimes it's even a local police officer. Horror fans come from everywhere.
Yes, they do.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And I believe it's Alexa.
Nothing wrong. We'll be walking around some of the local pubs, and I have a little convertible car, so we ride around in that for a bit.
I think we should say we bar crawlers in the vehicle.
No. I'm not much of a drinker these days, so I usually have a couple of sarsaparillas in there.
Sarsaparilla. What are you in? 1888?
Where did that come from? Oh, well.
Sarsaparilla.
But definitely a good time, and we rock it all the way up till 1 a.m.
I'm going to be drinking a lot of coffee that day, or monster drinks or something, too. So I'm an old man. If I can stay up till 11 o'clock, I'm like living life right there. So
you'll be feeling the power. Carries me all the way to the next Friday the 13th. I love the fans. I love the interaction. You're going to see it is just a blast. It's what it must be like to be a rock star. I'm a rock star for a day. I'm a local celebrity. It's really weird. I'm a very humble, quiet man, and even a bit private. And people call me Jason when I walk down the street. That's just, I embrace it because I love it.
Yeah.
My real name is Matthew, and everybody calls me Jason. And I go around to all the local businesses dressed as Jason, places that I do business with during the year. I go to the pizza parlor and take pictures with the owner, and then they'll post it on Facebook, and they'll do a nice pizza special that day, like a pizza for $13, and they'll take pepperoni and make it look like Jason's face.
Yeah, they use pepperoni.
Yeah, so everybody gets in on it. And it's really just a fun time for the whole town to just explode for the day. And then by Sunday afternoon, everybody's gone. And the town goes right back to a sleepy town with, everybody gets out and just starts cutting their lawn and just go all the way back to normal.
I think Sunday is like it's the one day where we have like a collective hangover, all 6,000 people who live here. You wake up and you're just like, what the was that? What was that? It's like I had all these crazy people in my house and they did a party for 2 days and they left. But that's what it's like. And we just go back into obscurity until the next day.
And it's wonderful. Not a piece of trash on the street, not a piece of graffiti.
That's good.
I actually let the police in town know that I'm going to be breaking up the station. I give a piece of paper with a picture of me and a picture of my driver's license and my cell phone number. And I always tell the police officer, it's not a get out of jail free card, but if somebody has a problem with me, call my cell phone. I'll take off my mask right away and knock it off. And
because in the beginning,
I've never had a problem.
No, but in the beginning, when we were doing this, there were business owners that they don't really like you dressing up.
They didn't know who I was. I would always
They didn't want you coming into their establishment.
That's correct.
And they didn't know who you were. They didn't know who was behind the mask. And I think some of them were afraid that this would create a trend and other people would dress up and they wouldn't know who was coming into their place. So now we kind of started this thing of informing the cops that if you get a call, it's me. It's just me,
yes. And I would walk around, before I put on the mask, I would walk around carrying the mask to every business and say, I'm going to be wearing the mask today. I used to say, please don't beat me up, or don't call the police. And
they've all warmed up to it.
Yes, they've all warmed up. And I actually, it's kind of strange. I try not to scare people too much. I'm a very fan-friendly. I wave to people.
Even I was being fun of that.
Yeah, because I'm friendly, Jason.
Yeah, that Ari stepped down here. He was doing like a selfie video, and he's like, "Come back with me, back in time through Annie's arches." And he's like, "Wait, there's a Jason behind me." And waving. He's like, "He's get out of here!"
Yeah, I got bashed by Ari. What an honor.
Nice.
I just have to tell the fans, thank you for coming. Keep coming back and supporting this thing, because we love it. We love it, and the town embraces you. The town loves you. Come to town, spend some money, eat in our restaurants, have some drinks in our bars, and please just be merry. Just be merry.
That weekend sounds like it's gonna be an amazing weekend. I wish I could make it. Right? Next time, another time, I'm definitely gonna talk to the wife. We're gonna try to make it out there. But that's just, I love how humble you guys are and how helpful you guys are. Like just for your whole town and community. Like you're not doing this for yourselves. You care about it more because of what it does for your town, help the businesses, and that's just amazing. It's a beautiful thing. And then for a horror to be the reason, and Friday the 13th to be the reason why it's all happening is just awesome.
Yes.
I had this conversation with an actor from the franchise at the state crew, and the actor was questioning how much would they potentially make here. And I entertained their questioning for a while. And then I just said, I don't really think you understand what we do here and why we do it. And I certainly want you to come to town and do well, but this isn't about you. I think the actor was a little taken aback. Like, what? It's not about you, and it's not about us. It's about you coming to the town and being there for the fans at an affordable price and helping to pump up little revenue to these local businesses who desperately need it. And we're overwhelmingly a modern town. This is very much small town America. And if you can come here as a franchise actor and kind of help this town out and give it that B12 shot in the arm that it needs, even if it's only for 1 or 2 days a year, it's huge. It's huge. If you're coming here thinking you're going to make, $15 grand or 20 grand in a day, probably not the venue for you.
Yes.
I got a question for you, Matt. In the past, like Friday the 13th events, has anyone ever dressed up as Crazy Ralph?
Yep, we did a Crazy Ralph.
We did.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had a couple. Yeah, and one guy had a bike.
That's right.
The other guy didn't have a bike, so his Crazy Ralph was on foot. But then we had Crazy Ralph with a bike. But there are people that just like to cosplay. And we would encourage you to dress up. If you want to see more.
Yes. Yes, there's pictures with all three of us.
Yeah. I'd love for a pinhead to come.
Yeah. Come as you are. Enjoy yourself. You know?
Yeah, I'm getting excited. It's like Christmas is coming early for me with this. I can't believe it's like finally here. I mean, I know you're like, it's almost here, and can't wait until the 14th or the 15th. But it's gonna be awesome. It's you guys, your volunteer, Matt, everyone, Kyle, are just doing a great job, and it's gonna go off with a bang, and people are gonna hear about it, and they're gonna be like, we should have went, and then when you have your next event, they're gonna be there. So I can talk about what I have going on for that weekend, sir. So the 12th, I'm going up. I'm going to be hanging out with everyone at Jason Fest at Hunter's Lodge. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to take a shot with Ari, And then on the 13th, I'm going to be walking around town pretty much all day, and I'm actually going to be selling some items. I have pictures. I know the listeners won't be able to see them, but I'll show you guys. So I got 2 prints I'm selling. If you can see that. That one. This has a vintage look to it. Has like a VCR with tracking problems. And then here's another print I'm selling. So what I'm going to do is I'm selling these 2 prints for $13 each. And for every print I sell, I'm going to give $3 to the museum. And I got some pretty good feedback just when I originally put them on my website and my Facebook. And I talked to Joe Gallo, Jeanette. He's Gallo's Go to Hell.
Okay.
So we were messaging back and forth, and it got to the point where I just called him through Facebook, and it turned into a 2-hour conversation. And he is going to try to get babysitters. He has 4 kids. So he's trying to get babysitters, and if he can get babysitters, he's coming down on the 13th, and he's going to hang out with me all day. And he's coming in costume. So I think he's already started sharing some of my stuff, and between Facebook and Instagram, he's got about 10,000 followers. So yeah, he's, to me, like, I've been following him for probably 6 or 7 months on Facebook and Instagram, and he is one of the bigger Jason cosplayers out there. He is friends with a lot of the guys making the fan films. He designs the mask. He does his weathering. And I was talking to him, and he's such a down-to-earth guy. Like, we're already BFFs. We were sending each other like emojis on the messaging. And he was looking at my photos, and he's like, you have the same style as I do as far as like the shots and the angles. And I said, that means a lot coming from you, because I look up to him, because his photos are just remarkable. So yeah, he's going to try his hardest to get down here and hang out with me all day. And then, if he does, I'll make sure I introduce you to him. Another thing I'm doing, which I got great feedback with, is you can't really see it that well. I had it on my Facebook page, but basically the image in the back you see here is going to be on cardstock. And I have buttons all right here. Some of my photos are different sayings. And I got really good feedback. I actually got 2 pre-orders. And I'm going to be selling those 2 for $13. And again, I'm going to give $3 to the museum for every one I sell. I'm bringing 25 of those. And then I got one more thing. I'm not going to bring this with me, but Mrs.
It's like a magic trick. It's like a magic. I got one more thing.
One more. So, Mrs. South Jersey Jason, or Irene, she made these. It's a votive with an LED candle. and a friend of mine, Michael, made a decal for me. I'm actually going to be selling these in Smithville, New Jersey on September 28th. LED light, but I also put in like kitchen utensils for the cook in your life. It would look really good in the kitchen. So we're going to be selling these for $8 on the website and at Smithville, New Jersey. We'll be at the Art Walk for Smithville, New Jersey.
Wait,
so
I see that? I didn't see that.
Oh, this.
It's on a camera view.
Oh, it's not. Hold on.
There it is. Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, if you go to my Facebook page, I did a video with the candle on, and it looks really cool because the light was out, and it goes right through the hockey mask.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's, Irene came up with the idea. So this is Mrs. South Jersey Jason. I think on Instagram she put Mrs. Voorhees approved or something. But yeah, so I'm selling those online and then at the Art Walk. And, I had great feedback with my T-shirts as well. So my brand is starting to come up a little bit. I'm getting a little recognition. So I'm excited.
That's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really neat. Everyone, everyone that helps the museum, whether they're a donor, they're a volunteer, whatever, they kind of all do what they can to the best of their ability. And the fact that you're willing to give, $3 from every sale, of that picture, it helps us tremendously. I don't really think people understand how expensive it is to care for 5,000 artifacts. The liability insurance for 2 properties, the trolley payment, we have to heat that place in the winter and cool it in the summer. It's a lot. We're fortunate that Tony and I own the buildings and we don't charge the museum rent. But there's still EDT bills and our security bills that have to be met. And so it's huge, when people come to the museum and they leave a nickel in the box or someone like you, donates $3, collectively, that's what's keeping this whole thing funded. We're sitting here in an office that's free. Tony and I give the office space to the museum as well at no charge. But we can't do it all. I wish we were multi-millionaires and we can just bankroll the whole museum, but we can't. So we do rely on people like you that are willing to give $2 or $3, and we appreciate it tremendously. You have no idea.
Yeah. So I'm bringing. Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm bringing 60 prints with me, and I want to sell all 60.
I hope you sell all 60.
Yes. So Friday I'm going to be pushing them. Oh, you don't have cash? No problem. I got Foursquare. I'm up to date with my technology. And I'll have 25 button or the pin packages, and I will. If whatever I don't sell on Friday, I'm gonna try to sell on Saturday. I wanna leave Blairstown with no product and be able to give back to the museum that gives back to the fan. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's amazing. This is just that weekend. It just sounds I don't even have any words for it, as you guys can see.
How are you missing this? You cannot miss this.
It's just so cool.
Oh, man.
Well, we're saving money and putting money aside because we're going to Rochester the following month. The 18th through the 20th. I'm actually taking my podcast to Scaricon for that whole weekend. So I got to save for all that, which I know I'm going to spend a lot of freaking money at the con, like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I've mentioned this before. It's like a kid in a candy store. Like, as soon as you get in there, you just take off. And my wife has Aaron, slow down. You do this every single time. You spend all your money, and then you're mad the last day because you want to get something. You don't have any more money. But I don't ever learn. I can't help it. I'm trying to get better with it, but I'm just you see all these horror figures. You get the autographs first, then you see all these cool figures and stuff that's really hard to find at cons. And I'm just I have to get this. I need this. I need that. Oh wow, I need this. You already have 2 of them. Yeah, but just in case something happens to this one, I need to get this, and it's a different color. But
yeah, I actually acquired this today.
Nice.
Very cool.
At Spirit Halloween, and I want to hang it on my wall, but then I also want to bring with me when I do my appearances at Smithville, so I don't want to have to keep taking it down off my wall. But that was so hard to find. Thankfully, my friend had a contact at the headquarters for Spirit Halloween, and on Friday, he reached out to her, and she looked in the inventory, and she said there's 3 in Egg Harbor Township. So when I went to go get the phone number, all the Spirit Halloweens had the same 1-800 number. So I called, and the automated buttons didn't work. Press 1 for operator. I'm like, keep pressing 1. Couldn't get through anyone. So I had him call her and ask, do they have an exact phone number? He got it for me. The number's not working. So, and I didn't feel like after work I was tired. Well, I wasn't tired. I was going to happy hour. But I didn't feel like driving way out of my way to get it. So today, I went down there. That was the last one. I got lucky. And we ended up shooting a video for Horror Bang. I'm not sure if you saw it yet, Jeanette. You gotta take a look at it. I did mention Blairstown in it. I felt like it was really loud in there, so we had to talk a little louder, but I felt like I just didn't feel in my element. I felt like I was like, "Hi, I'm South Jersey Jason," like a robot. But Mark did a great job. When you watch it, you're gonna laugh. But I plugged Blairstown, and he put it in there like in letters and everything as I'm talking about it. And so it's a really cool video for being like 3 minutes. So Irene and I laughed, so it came out really good.
Yeah, very cool.
Very nice.
So sir, so you don't wait until Sunday to do all your shopping at the con?
No.
Because that's when the vendors they'll discount their stuff.
I can't help myself, for one. And then 2, like, I still kick myself over this. It was the first or second year I went to ScareCon. There was a Pamela Voorhees figure in the box. The box is a little dinged up, which wasn't a big deal.
Was it the NECA one?
I believe so.
Okay.
And at the time, it was like, I want to say between $80 and $90. I had the money, but I kept walking around. I was like, I want to get this. And I was like, I'm going to grab this stuff. I ended up spending that money, to make a long story short, on stuff that I could have gotten online for a good price or for the same price, but I got all this other stuff instead. And I haven't seen that Pamela Voorhees figure since. And if I look for it online, it's a pretty penny. It's more than the $80 or $90.
Oh, the set of her and Jason 2 goes for like $300.
I know.
The NECA set, yeah.
And
They're releasing the Lady in the Lake one later on this year with the cloth. Have you seen that one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the last one, and then they can't make any more Friday the 13th property because of the lawsuit.
That's hard. They need to get that taken care of.
They do. Sean just needs to come to his senses, give Victor what he's due, so we can move forward.
Yeah,
I'm team Victor all the way. Larry Zerner wrote a really good article in layman's term about the lawsuit, and Victor's due. He's due what he's owed. I feel like it was a rush contract, and he got screwed in the end.
I found that interesting. I had read the book On Location in Blairstown.
I read that.
And what I found interesting, towards the end of the book, they start talking about the compensation part of making a movie, and how Sean was running really tight on, and he didn't know it, he didn't know it at the time. This guy was running really tight, coming up with money to make payroll. And he had offered them points. A lot of the cast and crew got offered points, almost like shares of the movie. They didn't want it. They wanted their $700 or $500, whatever they were going to make that week or that month. That's what they wanted. How many of them are kicking themselves?
Yeah.
Take the shares that he offered. I didn't finish the book, so I don't know if that same offer was ever made to Victor, and he declined it. And if he did, then I think it's just kind of like a shame on you that you missed out on it.
If I remember correctly, because I read the book, but it's been a while, I think he was just offered a straight fee.
Okay.
It was like $9,000, and that was it.
Okay.
And then, but there is a clause, like after 35 years, you can,
Right.
So, but yeah, I hope they can come to an agreement, and then the fans can get a decent Jason movie, not one in space, not one in Manhattan. Go back to his roots, even if we can get a sequel to the reboot, I would be happy. Or, Tom McLaughlin's, he wrote a script. And if he out of all the zombie Jasons, Part 6 is my favorite. And if we can, if he's still able to be in the mix somehow, even as a writer, and they take a screenplay, I think we would be in good hands.
Oh yeah, great hands.
I think it'll happen. In the brief correspondence that I had with Sean, and then what I had with Victor, there's no denying that they both love the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying that they both want to see another movie. I think they have different ideas of what they would like that next movie to be. They certainly both had a different opinion on who the chief antagonist should be moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I never got the feeling from them that they wanted this to linger, that they didn't want another movie. And I'm a nobody. I'm just a museum, curator in tiny town, USA. But I'm pretty good at reading people. They both came across to me as people who just generally love the franchise and want to see it move forward. I think we're going to see something in the next year. I'm remaining hopeful. I think it's going to. I don't think we're going to get a movie in 2020.
No.
I think for the 40th anniversary, we're going to get Resolution.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Huge steps right there.
Yeah, and you know who's going to be knocking on the door? Kane Hodder. I hear you're making a new movie.
Yep, and I'm coming with him. Like, listen, I'm in this movie.
You're Team Hodder?
Yes, sir.
I love Kane Hodder. He's a great guy. He brought a different mannerism to Jason. But, I never thought about it until I listened to Nathan Barker. Why does he breathe so heavily? He's a zombie. He doesn't have, a respiratory system. I never thought about that until he said that. And now, when I watch it, that's all I think about.
He's a scarier.
Yeah, but it's like
there's something scary and ominous about someone's breathing.
Like Kane, just in his body mechanics, his movement, that's what made him scary. If you ever notice if you ever watch one of his movies, his head always moves first when he turns and whatnot. CJ brought every person that played Jason, except for Warrington Gillette. I don't like Warrington Gillette. Brought their own pizzazz to Jason.
I'm not agreeing with that comment. I'm not going to agree with that.
Warrington Gillette?
I think everyone who has contributed to the role is valuable to the franchise.
Yes.
I think slice of the pie. Everyone, some people's slice are larger, no doubt, because they played someone like Kane, whether you like the movies or not, played a contributing, was a larger contributor to the franchise because he wrote so many movies. But I don't know. I don't like the whole. I don't like the whole one's more important than the other kind of thing, because then the same could be said for Ari, where you're like, well, he wasn't really an adult Jason, and he wasn't the chief antagonist. So, same could be said for him. So I just think anyone. I think Aaron's totally disagreeing with me on this, but all of them that contributed something. I don't know, help make the character to what it is today.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is every actor that played Jason brought they brought something to each sequel or whatnot. Richard Brooker will forever be known as the first Jason to have the hockey mask. He was, a lean guy. Steve Dash, you just saw him through his eye, the eye hole. And then you had Ted White. Ted White in the first 4 Jasons, Ted White is my favorite Jason, because in part 4, Jason's brutal. He's just going in, he's got an agenda, and Ted White is the oldest actor to play Jason. He was 58 years old. He has so many years of stunt work. He was John Wayne's stunt double. He was an Iwo Jima. That's why he's the most. There was a meme going around as the most fascinating person. They just put or the most interesting man. They put his face over that. And he's such a nice guy and a snazzy dresser. And then Kane. Kane's most popular because he played Jason 4 times. When you think of Jason Voorhees, you think of Kane Hodder. But he is just, and we had this conversation last week, he's just hurt because he didn't get cast in part, or Freddy vs. Jason, and as the fans, we wanted him to because you finally had this battle, but then you bring in Ken Krisinger, who he's a nice guy. He was just taking direction from an actor or from a director who knew nothing about the franchise. Had he been directed the right way, I think his Jason would have been better. Plus, he's wearing Frankenstein boots. I don't like seeing Jason in platform shoes. But totally nice guy, though. I can't say, I met him last year, nice guy. He actually played Jason twice. He was the stunt double in Jason, as Jason takes a boat ride to Manhattan when he gets hit by the car by Rennie, that's Ken Krisinger. And then also, he was the cook, dishwasher in the restaurant, and Jason picked him up and threw him against the window. But yeah, so if they make another Jason movie, I vote for Derek Mears to reprise the role.
I'd like to see all the living Jasons in the next movie.
As in what capacity?
Just in different characters, but they don't, just whether they're just someone sitting at the bar or sitting where to have a speaking role, but just to have a cameo. I think it being off the grid for so long and it just being fan based this whole time, it'd be nice to get all the living ones to kind of do a cameo. So kind of like a nice homage to everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I always think about the Final Girls, and there's a resurgence now with Halloween 2018, direct sequel to Part 1. Great movie. I felt like it was 1978 all over again, or 79, I'm sorry. No, 78. I forget. I can't think right now. But anyway, if I was to make a movie, I would do a movie where the Final Girls are sort of like in a counseling, like AA or something, and they're talking about their experience surviving Jason, and the only way to get over it is to go back to the lake for therapy.
Oh.
And who's to get there? Jason, and they got to team up to take them down. That would be cool. I mean, you can't have Adrian King in it, unfortunately, but you can have Amy Steele, Dana Kimmel. I can't think of her name, but Trish.
Something like that, you can bring Adrian in. She doesn't have to reprise her role.
True. She could be the therapist. She could be the therapist. Right. I am going to pitch that to Adrian King. So, but, they have 13 Fanboy coming out, directed by Deborah Sue Voorhees, who was in Part 5, and she's casted a lot of the alumni. She's got, I'm Team Corey Feldman, and he's in it, so I'm very interested in seeing that one as well.
Yeah, me too. You and me both with that. That's going to be real entertaining.
And she should have cast Shavar Ross. Poor Reggie. He gets left off to the side. He's probably still running in the woods.
He's running. That's why he's running. He's smart.
Yeah.
So I just got a few more things I just want to talk about South Jersey Jason, then, sir, if you have anything else. But so a couple of things I have coming up. We talked a lot about the events in Blairstown, but on September 21st, Smithville, New Jersey, we'll be doing the Art Walk, historic town of Smithville. If you've ever been down my neck of the woods, it's really nice. A lot of cool shops and eateries and a wine place with great wine. So we'll be there all day selling some Jason merchandise, and we have a table right next to the guys from Weird, New Jersey, so that's going to be pretty cool. Let's see what we got. The 28th, I'm shooting a commercial for my friend's toy store. It's going to be a bunch of cosplayers. He wrote a role in for me, and another guy plays Michael Myers. And then, let's see, October 13th, I'm going to NJ HorrorCon and going in cosplay to meet Terry Kaiser, who was Bad News Cruise in Part 7. October 26th, I am really excited. I was already going to this event in character. It's Halloween Comic Fest at the Hamilton Mall in New Jersey, hosted by Level Up Entertainment. My friends are in that store, and it's kind of like a little mini convention. There'll be vendors there. They give away free comics. There's sales, costume contests of all ages. And some of these people, I wish I had a small inkling of their talent because their costumes are really cool. But they asked me if I wanted to be the featured guest, and I was like, heck yeah, So it's going to be a Friday the 13th theme. They're going to make the promo posters in a Friday the 13th style, vintage. So I'm really excited about that. And we're actually going to shoot a commercial to promote it, like a little minute commercial, and I already have an outline in my mind, and the title's going to be Friday the 13th, South Jersey Jason Takes Level Up Entertainment, and I'm going to go in as the sales associate at the store. And one of the things I want to do is a customer comes up with a NECA Freddy, and I'm going to like hit it out of his hand and like put him in a chokehold, but that's going to be real fun. And that's what I got going on. And then, of course, there's another event in December. I don't know if you want to talk about it, like a quick blurb about it, Jeanette? The December event?
Yeah, I don't know how big Friday the 13th will be in December because it's 12 days before Christmas. And a lot of people do, celebrate the holiday. And weather isn't, the best in New Jersey that time of year. So I think we're going to do something a little downscale. We're going to downscale it a bit. We don't anticipate having any actors there. But what we did want to have is a Christmas tree lighting of a Friday the 13th tree on Main Street. And we were hoping that you and Maddie here, dressed as Jason, would kind of officially, turn the lights on that day. And the town has like a town tree on Main Street light up the Saturday after Thanksgiving. But it doesn't honor the movie that was made here. There's not one Christmas ball on that damn thing that, has a happy mask painted on it or anything. And so we just felt like we need to do it. And I'm not sure yet if it's something we're going to do outside or we're just going to have one of the large baby windows inside the museum and people will still be able to see it from outside. But it's definitely something we want to do and just kind of have some, screen the movie. We can do that inside and just make it intimate where you can come in and see the movie and then have the true lighting and again, just have a good time. One of the things we want to add to the feel of the museum is that it can be a place for you to just come and hang out. We're going to have a seating area in there where you can just come and hang out with other fans and just talk. We just want it to feel like, I don't know, like it's your room, with your collections all around you. And you can just come and hang out here. And that's the kind of vibe that we want the museum to have.
Very casual.
Very casual.
All right, well, Matt, I already thought of something I'm going to get for the both of us. I'm going to get Santa Claus hats, put glue in it, it says Jason, and put the glitter on it.
Very nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, actually, so far I got one person from work that's going to come up. I was telling her about it. She's actually the director of human resources. She's all excited, so she's already putting the day in for her and her husband to come up and take part in the festivities.
Yeah, I think it's a nice way to end the year, and then the museum will be closed January, February, March. Both museums are closed. There's not a soul on Main Street in January.
Wow.
Literally not a soul. People that are going to the post office are zipping in and out. And for us as a nonprofit, it's a waste of resources.
Mm-hmm.
To keep electricity and the heat on and all that. And we can just set the thermostat to 58 and kind of, let it leave it be and just kind of walk out for a few months. And we can still do our spot checks on it. But for us, it saves us money actually to close for those people. And then we'll open again in April. The only thing that will be different next year is there's a Friday the 13th of March. So most likely we're going to open up that couple of weeks early instead of doing April 1st. We'll open up on March, Friday the 13th.
Nice.
And start it all over again.
Yeah, because next year's going to be a big year for the franchise because it's the 40th. So I'm sure you're already getting an outline of what you want to do.
We have a whole weekend thing planned for May 9th.
Nice. So I hope during the time the museum's closed, that's when you take a lot of you time and maybe go on vacation.
Actually, it's not, because when I'm not volunteering here, I'm helping to prepare some of the homes here in the historic district. And I do a lot of the work myself.
Okay.
It just kind of stretches our personal dollars out, and so we can just some more homes. and then we turned them into really nice, affordable rental apartments for people. They're not priced out at all. You know how crazy rental prices are in Jersey. To be able to get a completely renovated one bedroom at $800 with all your utilities included, including your oil heat, it's huge. And you're in a nice, secure house, and it's renovated and it's beautiful, and you've got your heat security and your heat's included, is very affordable. And that's what we wanted the village to become, is revitalized and affordable, that you can live here. Yes. Because it's a great town. You can, if you've got kids, you're a block from the school. If you're a senior, you can walk to all the stores. So in my spare time, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of a landlord in the making and ready to use all apartments. So that's usually my January, February, March.
Okay. Well, if you can find time, you and Tony and Matt should come down my way, and we can go hit up the casinos. There you go. I'm a baller. I do the penny slots. Very nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, this was.
All right.
I definitely enjoyed this episode, and I think it's amazing what you guys do all around. I think it's really amazing and very rewarding that you guys do that. Take the time out to do all this stuff for people you've never met in your life. Like, that means a lot. That means a whole lot to like the horror, just with horror in general, to the horror community, where people just go out of their way to do that. And more importantly, how you're helping less fortunate people just out of the kindness of your heart. You're not doing it for profit. You're not doing it to say, oh, look what we're doing. It's just, I really feel like I want to help out, and this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to spend my time helping this community, helping your own community. And it's just, it'd be awesome if the whole world was like that, if everybody was like that. There'd be no issues going on right now.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you on that, but there are a lot of people. Recently I was awarded the Point of Light Award. It's an award that former President George H.W. Bush had started, and it's given to people that make an impact in their community. There were 6,500 people before me that received that award, and there's going to be 6,500 people after me that get it. So there are people in your community. The one thing we always tell people is make an impact. Because at some point, and this is probably a morbid way to end your show, but at some point you're going to wake up and never go to sleep, or you're going to go to sleep and never wake up. Yes. And it's a roll of the dice every day on which one it's going to be. But that's how we all go out. We either wake up and never go to sleep, or we go to sleep and never wake up. So while you're here, why not make it an impact?
Exactly.
Why not make an impact?
You know what? Now I'm going to be thinking about that all night before I go to bed. Well, if that does happen, hopefully it's after the festivities. Right? Very nice. Yeah. All right. Well, I had a great time tonight. It was a beautiful day, and, I was waiting all night to do this, and I'm glad that we got it to happen and, talk about you guys. We want to know about you and hear about you.
And there's 55 of us now. When the museum opened, it was just my husband and I. Natalie soon came on board. Today there's 55 of us. And it just keeps growing.
Nice.
So if I do ever wake up one day and not make it through the night or whatever, this thing's going to continue, and it should.
And out of that 55, is there a handful or more than a handful that don't even live in New Jersey?
I would say out of the 55, 7 of the volunteers don't live in New Jersey. They're not close either. You're talking New Hampshire, you're talking Australia, Ohio, Michigan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet Alexi and Carrie. They were at the lake tour when I was there, but we didn't get a chance to see each other. We do talk through Facebook, but I'm really happy to meet them. Alexi and I made a deal way back when that we were going to have a celebratory birthday drink, because I think his birthday's coming up soon, or it might have just passed, and mine's next month. So if we can get a chance to have a beer together, that'd be awesome. And I'm anxious to see Kyle and talk to him about all his new Child's Play stuff he's received.
He sent me a text the other day, and he said, and he's asking me a preservation question. How would you preserve a piece of latex? And, well, it kind of depends, what is it? And he sends me a picture, and it's a leg.
Oh, I know. It was so disgusting. Look, have you seen Child's Play, sir? The new one?
Loved it.
Yeah, I actually liked it too. It was a different take. Well, Kyle, who's a volunteer, he is infatuated with Child's Play. I think he probably saw it more than 10 times. And he was running, there's this Facebook page that he's a part of, and they were auctioning off props from the movie. He probably got every single prop from that damn movie, and he wins this severed leg. And it looks so real, down to like the hairs on the toe.
Wow.
Yeah. And so normally when I get the phone call or email, it's from someone that says like, "Oh, I have my grandfather's top hat. I'm not quite sure how to preserve this." Or, I have my great-great-grandmother's wedding dress. What do I do? This was the first time I ever had anyone send me a picture of a severed leg and say, how do I preserve this? I was like, keep it out of the light, a glass storage container. And then I gave him the advice to go out and buy these humidity packs to kind of control the humidity in the case. You don't want it to get too dry, and you don't want it to stay too damp in there. But that was the first thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his movie prop room when he has it all put together. It's really cool. But literally, he got Andy's cell phone, and the kid who played Andy took some videos behind the scenes. He didn't even know it was on there. They didn't even know it was on there. How cool is that?
That's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Above and beyond.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
But I want to thank everybody for coming on here. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you guys all want to plug your stuff one last time before we end it, you can go right ahead.
You can find us online at BLAIRSTOWNmuseum.com. And all our offerings, whether it's franchise offerings or regular local history offerings, it's all on there. We do 100 events a year. So come on down and meet us and relive history. Yes. That's really what we're doing, is reliving history when you walk down Main Street.
Yeah, so you can find me on southjerseyjason.com. I'm in the middle of updating the website. We just put up a calendar of events, and I soon will be adding PayPal and Square on there, and it'll be all verified and secure for purchases. And, of course, you can find me on Facebook at South Jersey Jason and on Instagram at South Jersey Jason.
Awesome. And to my listeners, I say this all the time. You guys should know where you hear me at, but if not, for some strange reason, I'm on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, and any other podcast platforms. So check me out on there. I also have a Twitch, horror_with_sir_sturdy. I have the Facebook page, Horror with Sir Sturdy, and the Facebook group, Horror with Sir Sturdy. And again, thank you all for listening. You guys, again, thank you for coming on. Best of luck with everything that's coming up. And I can't wait to see the pictures and hear everything that happened after the fact. And I'd actually like to have you guys on again maybe a couple weeks after so you could let everybody know how that event went. I think that'd be a great... And
that'd be good. Yeah, thank you. We'd love to come back.
Anytime. Horror fans are always welcome on here. And I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to hear about it. And everybody have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Nice seeing you, Brian.
Same here, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
Can't wait.
Crazy.
Very nice.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Okay, are we off now?
Hang on 1 second.
She left.
And
I was going to talk.
As always, I'll see you.